Hey guys, Alan Goldsher here, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Pocket, my web series in which I take deep dives into the music that you can hear on my albums The Pocket and The Other Pocket. Right now I'm going to look at a tune from The Other Pocket. It's called Spanish Inquisition 2, Electric Boogaloo. Now, there's nothing at all boogaloo-y about the song, but with sequels, if there's a 2 at the end of it, I like to add Electric Boogaloo to it because of Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Like, for instance, The Hangover 2, Electric Boogaloo. It just works. People, it just works. Now, it is Spanish Inquisition, easy for you to say, that is Spanish Inquisition 2, because there is a Spanish Inquisition 1. It was recorded 26 years ago. Yikes. For some perspective, Patrick Mahomes was not even born when I recorded the original version of Spanish Inquisition. And it was for an album that was going to come out on a tiny little dance label called 8 Ball Records. It did not come out because I almost had a deal for the album with Verve Records, which obviously would have been super cool and super ideal, but it just didn't happen. Hashtag major record labels. I'm going to play you a little bit of the original version to demonstrate, one, how dated it sounds, and two, how I have evolved as a producer since then. Now, it starts out with a sample from a Wayne Shorter album called Native Dancer. It's a Milton Nascimento, the vocalist, from a tune. The tune on the album is called Pontos de Aria. And I would have rebooted it for the new version of it, but samples are super expensive, so I don't do samples anymore. I just don't. Play everything myself. So here's the original version, and the intro is like endless. Check it out.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh, Monty Python. Here's the sample. It's a badass sample. A little water drop, which I also resurrected for the new version, and some snaps. Now here's the bass line that I played on upright bass. The intro on this thing is endless. Endless. I think it's like maybe a full minute and a half before the beat kicks in. Oh, and that little trumpet trill is a Miles Davis sample. I'm going to let it keep playing until you hear the drums, to hear how funky yet dated they are. Super digital, super early 90s. It's a dope groove, but it doesn't go anywhere. Like, there's nothing happening other than the groove and a periodic blip and blop. It was fine for acid jazz clubs circa 1993, but now not so much. On the reboot, there's a lot more stuff happening. It starts out with the water drop and some snaps and a beat and some just random silly stuff. So Spanish Inquisition 2, Electric Boogaloo. Check it! Here's a couple percussion loops and a side stick drum loop. More drum loops come in and a bass line. Here we go. Played on electric bass with a lot of phase on it. Now here come a poop ton of drum loops. 10 more. It's weird how it takes so many drum loops to sound so simple. Some trumpet. Okay, now the build-up starts. The first part of the build is some cello. Here comes some horns. And I dropped out bits and pieces of the drum loops and brought them in slowly. Some drum fills, more horns. Next add is going to be more drum loops and some bells. And then here come the bell lines doubled with strings. And then just some random noise. And then we go back to kind of a reprise of the intro. Real mellow, real pretty, I think. Now things are about to get real momentarily. Now this section right here, it's like trading. Parts of the main groove and then I start a whole new groove with a bass line that will be familiar to those Cypress Hill fans out there. Here comes the new groove. Now, each time I go through the trade, I add some more stuff. And it just gets louder and louder. I'm actually going to shut up and let you listen to it. Now, the last time through the Cypress Hill groove, you're going to hear that original Monty Python sample. Climax. And the bottom drops out. Now it goes out, nice and quiet. Spanish Inquisition 2, Electric Boogaloo. I like the wave version of that. Quiet, loud, quiet, loud, quiet, loud. Not quite as jarring as, say, a Nirvana song in terms of dynamic shifts, but it just moves in waves, and a vast improvement over the first iteration of Spanish Inquisition. Thanks again for listening to Inside the Pocket. I'll be back soon with another episode, and if you dug what you heard, please go to the Spotifys and the Amazons and the iTunes and the Apple Musics of the world and stream it and download it, and if you are so inclined, share it on social media, because I'm super proud of this music, and as I always say at the end of these episodes, there's a ton of great music out there, and it's hard to punch through, and the only way you can punch through is with the help of your listeners and friends and fans. So yeah, spread the word. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.